So, that means someone killed the victim, stole his ID, and snuck into the prison? It seems so, given the circumstances. Hiram drummed his fingers on the desk. Byron was apparently fine inside the prison, so they meant no harm to him. That only leaves one answer. Someone contacted Byron and spoke to him. Who the hell was he talking to and what was he talking about? Hiram unconsciously bit his lip with his nail, anxious. He felt uncomfortable because he didn't know what Byron was doing in his own lair. First, let's draw a portrait of the suspect based on the guard's testimony. And just in case, to be safe, let's cancel dinner tonight. Oh my God. It's already so late. Hiram looked at his watch and ruffled his hair with an embarrassed expression. By then, it would have been a long time since they left the Duke's residence, and it would have been too much to send back those who had already left. Then let's do it. It is rude to invite you to dinner and then say goodbye. So I'll scale back the banquet and tighten security. And I will move the place from the banquet hall to my residence. Yes, Your Majesty. I will do that. Everyone went to work busily in response to the sudden imperial decree. Hiram's order was a ray of light for Binka, who was wondering when would be the right time to poison the food. The dinner venue has changed, so I think we should prepare everything. Everyone, hurry up. Yeah? How is it possible? We prepared diligently all day. Banquet department employees cried in disbelief at the order. It was understandable that all the hard work they had put in for days had gone to waste, but their disappointment was nothing compared to Binka's frustration. Damn, I even threw my work in the trash. This is probably my last chance, what do I do? The place they had moved to was, of all places, the Emperor's chambers, the most guarded in the palace. Accessing there alone would have been almost impossible. But why did the location suddenly change? As this thought crossed her mind, Binka looked around anxiously. The employees from the nearby banquet department were also crowded in groups, chatting, with nervous expressions, as if it was the first time they had experienced something like this. He wondered if the plot had been discovered. No, that couldn't be true. His father was the only one who knew of his plans, so there was no way for him to reveal them. Still, this was not the time to be there. If they had detected any suspicious activity in the palace, he needed to leave as soon as possible. It was because he had moved away, leaving too many traces, thinking it was the end. Still, I can't run away just like that without doing anything. I have to try. Binka walked slowly out of the banquet hall, alert for anyone. He planned to head to the Crown Prince Palace at any time. Even if we can't kill everyone, shouldn't we punish at least one person who coveted another's position? And coincidentally, the person he could approach most easily was Crown Prince Winfred. Her cousin, not much older than her, was innocent and grew up beautifully like a hothouse flower, receiving a lot of love from her parents. It was him she resented and harbored the most resentment towards. Well, thank goodness. Now that we've come to this, I'm going to kill at least one of those annoying bastards. When Binka arrived at the Crown Prince's palace, burning with animosity towards him, her superior, the head maid, scolded her for being late with a look of bewilderment. You haven't contacted me all day and now you're finally coming to work? Are you in your right mind? It's almost time to get off work, so why are you out? Why don't you get some rest today? I'm sorry. My mom suddenly felt sick this morning, so. I should have called you, but she was crazy. Binka blurted out a lie with a pitiful expression. It was a repertoire he had always used, but no excuse worked as well as this one. And now it was the same, because the maid's expression had relaxed a little. All right? Yeah. Luckily, he is now stable, so I was able to go to work, although late. I'm so sorry. When he apologized again with the most polite expression possible, the head maid closed her mouth with an uncomfortable expression. It was because he felt that it was against human nature to continue insisting when they were sick. If you're okay, I'm glad. Just be careful not to do something like that again, okay? Even if it's urgent, you should at least contact me. Since you didn't come, someone else cleaned His Highness's room. But since it's your responsibility, check it out. Yes, yes. Binka made a face that looked as thoughtful as possible, and only after the maid had disappeared from sight did she let out a sigh of relief. Time was pressing. He had to finish his work as soon as possible and escape from that place full of enemies, so he hurried to the Crown Prince's private chambers. Oh, it's there. Binka headed straight to where the water jug was always kept. He planned to poison the water the Crown Prince drank. But then... Wait a minute, here the water is fresh every hour. The water in the Crown Prince's chambers was replaced several times a day with clean, fresh water to ward off the possible threat of poisoning. And this was done by none other than Joseph, the Crown Prince's chief chamberlain. What should I do? Binka closed her eyes tightly and thought. There had to be another way. He knew Winfred's every move. She had watched him for a long time, trying to get closer to him. There had to be a way to poison him through his small habits or frequent actions. Oh, sure. As Binka pondered for a moment, a solution suddenly occurred to her. What if he had previously applied poison in places Winfred could reach? With a little luck, he might even catch the candy with his poisoned hand. Even if he wasn't, he had a habit of rubbing the rim of his teacup with his hand when he was deep in thought. That would mean ingesting even a small amount of poison. Of course, she wasn't sure if it would be as effective as drinking poisoned water directly, but it was a deadly poison that could cause death even in very small quantities, so it seemed possible. Binka began to apply the poison meticulously with a handkerchief. The armrest of the chair Winfred used to sit on, the pens and ink on her desk, the drawer handles, everything she used frequently. If someone saw her like this, they would think she was cleaning the dust from every corner. Yes, this will do. Binka looked around the Crown Prince's room with a proud expression. Now it was time to leave the palace. I hope to return one day. Then, not as a simple maiden, but as a noble princess of this country, she left the Crown Prince's palace with a quick step. I'm sorry, I invited you a long time ago, but the place is small. Something had to happen, so we had to move quickly. No, Your Majesty. I quite enjoyed the old days. Before His Majesty ascended the throne, we used to meet in such a cozy atmosphere. When Hiram apologized with a very embarrassed expression, Ophelia responded with a relaxed smile. It was not a formal banquet. She actually felt more comfortable in that intimate setting than in an elegant banquet hall. It was true that a long time ago, before Isla was lost, the two families used to get together and share meals like this. Thank you for saying it. It's been a while since we've seen each other like this. How about we chat for a bit, Duchess? I would love to see more of Noah's antics. Empress Celine smiled widely and opened her mouth. His face had become unrecognizably haggard from his frequent illnesses, but today he was in better health than usual, allowing him to attend the banquet. Are you well, Your Majesty? You must be tired. I hope I don't cause you problems. No, it's not true. It's been a long time since I heard a child's happy laugh, and the truth is that it lifts my spirits. Celine smiled kindly at Ophelia's concern, as if telling her not to worry unnecessarily. So, while the two nobles talk, how about you have a drink with me, Roderick? Hiram coughed and looked at Roderick, indicating that they had something to discuss alone. Oh, yes. Exactly, Your Majesty. As the natural atmosphere of mothers and fathers talking was created, Winfred swallowed nervously and watched Isla's expression. He had promised to tell her the secret the next time they met, and given the atmosphere, it seemed like they would probably end up talking alone. Well then, Isla, would you like to have a cup of tea with me? "Yes, Your Highness, the Crown Prince. It's an honor." He willingly accepted Winfred's offer. She didn't show it, but the truth was that she had been waiting for a moment alone with him. "Honestly, I was a little scared." He wondered how he would react if he revealed his secret. What if I didn't believe him, calling it a tall tale? Even if you do, what if he despised him for his immorality? But Isla worked to overcome that anxiety. I wanted to trust Winfred. No, I firmly believed him. He had said that he would support her, no matter what she had done in the past.